So you guys, if you have a prying question that you need answered, especially if you did something over the weekend, ask me and I'll kind of change things up a bit. So go ahead. Okay, so we are live on YouTube. So hi YouTube family. Okay, so you guys, I am Anie with JOOLTOOL, and I am going to show you guys some of my great techniques on how to use the JOOLTOOL and answer questions that you have asked me today. Meanwhile, Heidi sent me a Chrysocolla that used to look like this. You guys see how pretty that was? I'm going to zoom in. Yeah. So look at how pretty this was, and then wah wah wah, it broke, did it? So it's broken on every level. So she sent it to me to repair on air, and it just arrived right now by the mailman. So I said, oh, I'll do that too on air. But I also asked Facebook if you guys had any kind of issues on working on projects over the weekend that you need me to answer and help you or guide you, please let me know and I can change up the program. I mean, honestly, if we run out of time, I can do Chrysocolla tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow. So you guys, I want to answer some questions that I already received before I even start on this. So you guys have some time to kind of collect your thoughts or put some questions together. So no rush. Take it easy. Okay, so all my people are here. Hello, Karen. Hello, Claire. Hello, Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Hope your back is doing well. Sending you so much love. Teresa, Carol. Hey, Carol. Hi, Teresa. Oh, Louise. Hi, Louise. Hope you are doing well as well. And hey, Kat. Hey, Kat. I love Kat. Kat's like, I schedule my day around to see Anie's live, so much love. Janice. Oh, Janice is here. Yay. You guys, I love that you guys have come. I feel like all my girlfriends are arriving on the scene. What should we do today, you guys? So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, comment below. Why'd you put the camera down? We like camera up. No, we like camera up so all of this looks up. See? Didn't that look better, you guys? I know camera angles. If you guys ever need any kind of camera questions or how to shoot stuff, just ask me. Okay, so like I was saying, Heidi sent me this Chrysocolla. See, I told you guys, if you guys send me stuff, I will do them on air. And honestly, the postman just brought this today. So look, it broke. It broke, did it? So she has a broken Chrysocolla. Yeah, it's okay. You can zoom in. Okay, so that's a before. And so she actually made the bezel for it and everything, and it broke. Wah, wah, wah. So, well, I don't know what shape. I didn't even have time to look at this. Literally, the postman just brought it in. I opened up the package and said, yay! Okay, so you guys, obviously I'll do this, but I'm going to show you guys some things. I'm going to give you guys some answers to some of your questions. Okay, first up. Okay, so you guys, what was I going to say? I got confused. There was a live program by Ava. I can't say her name. Shoot. Where's my phone? Did you take my phone? Can I have my phone? Where's? No? I don't know where my phone is. I screenshot her name so I remember. Where's my phone? Ava Madskar? Madskar? No. I'm gonna say she used the JOOLTOOL on her show, and I just wanted to say thank you for doing that. All right, we don't know where my phone is. Okay, so anyways, on her show, I noticed she wasn't wearing these. Oh, hello. Telephone. Hold on, I have a telephone call. No, I'm kidding. Oh, actually, this is the picture. Heidi actually sent me the Chrysocolla and said it's broken. And I sent, she had actually made the bezel for it and everything. Hey, watch out, buddy. And so I said, send it, Heidi. I'll fix it. So that was Heidi's thing. But I want to tell you. Okay, hold on. I'm going to tell you her name. Ava Madzar. Ava Madzar. Ava Madzar. So she was so cute, Ava Madzar. So she made this lovely bezel with gallery wire. Okay, so Mary Bartels, now I know what gallery wire is. I'm sorry, I'm like a fine jeweler, and we don't use gallery wire very much. So now I get it, but I know exactly what it is. I've seen it before. I just didn't know that that was gallery wire. So she was saying to her people that she uses her jewel tool every day, and she highly recommends it. So she used her jewel tool, but I noticed she wasn't using finger tape, and she was saying that sometimes it gets a little hot. Well, anything that rubs against you is going to get hot, even though the jewel tool keeps things cool, but metal has a different, and silver has a different way of doing things. So I want to show you guys the proper way to put your finger protective tape on. And this is what I do. Pay attention. So I first analyze how big my finger is. That'll determine how much you're going to cut. My finger is, I guess, medium. I wouldn't say it's that fat, somewhat normal. Okay, stop. Don't zoom in. Yara's going to zoom in. Don't zoom in. Okay, so I approximately, it's not do or die, you guys. It's not like you have to measure. But I pretty much cut something about this size, just to give you an idea. 4 inches, 3 inches. I don't know. Yours always measuring. So about 3 inches, 3.5, 4. So this is the secret, you guys. So you take your index finger or thumb, whichever one you want, okay? Ready? But I'm going to do my index finger. I like to do my index finger. And so I start to roll. I start to roll on one side. And the secret is why I use them like forever. Look, this one started to get a hole in it. These finger tapes have traveled the world. They went to Germany this year. They were in Tucson. They even stopped in London. But for the most part, you guys, zoom back in. You don't want to stretch it. Do you see how they're stretchy? Which is lovely, but we don't want to activate the stretch. We just want to kind of put it right in here and give it a slight little tug, if you will. A little tug so that it doesn't fly off your finger. And so you're just going to flip it around. And like so. And so make sure it sticks. So now you're going to be left with this kind of looking thing. You guys see that? Why is it so dark? Oh, there you go. So now you have something that looks weird. So the objective is I want to make sure my fingertip is like exposed, so I kind of like bend it backwards. So I never, ever, ever bend it forward, because that would defeat the purpose of being able to feel my fingertips. So now you guys, look at this bad boy. It's like a custom made finger protective. So this really beats like those like rubber finger things. I always hated those. Like those stupid finger cuts, yeah. However, the watchmakers have these really cool little things that go on. They look like little finger condoms. But those are cool. But nonetheless, that's to keep everything clean. But this is to protect your fingers from getting, hot or dirty, or your nails getting ground. And here's another important tip. You guys, Yara, you're going to have to zoom in on this one. Zoom in. Okay, so you guys, do you see how I have like, you'll have like a little excess here and a little whatever. So I like to roll them up a little bit. You guys see that? So when I roll them, now kind of create like a little flip, a little lip. You guys see that? Hold on. You guys see that, how I rolled them up? Margaret, you're so cute. Margaret said, maybe I can get a job as a finger guard and join you on your travels. I know, they've seen a lot. And what's cool, the reason why I flip it up is because it makes it easier to pull it off. So you're not just smushing the top. I just kind of give it a tug and then I go. And then when I'm ready to kind of put it back on, I have something to grab onto. And so there you go. And the more you do this, these will become like cloth. I just want to show you guys the difference of what I'm talking about. So this used to look like that. Does that look, Yara? Yeah, zoom in. Is that dark? Here, this is more light. Okay, so this used to look like that. I swear, you guys, no one would imagine. But what's cool about this is it becomes like this cloth material. And what I love about the 3M finger protective tape is that it doesn't leave any kind of residue behind. No, so now you're like, oh, whoa, that's like close, Yara. I saw that. So the difference with the 3M, I know a lot of people have the like skinnier version of the tape. Those leave a residue behind. Trust me when I say this, it leaves a residue behind because I polished since I remember it leaving a residue behind when I was 10 years old polishing. So you guys, when I tell you that this is not going to leave any residue behind, if anything, it turns into a lovely cloth material. Believe me, that's one thing I can bet my money on. Yes, so you guys, listen, 3M is making enough money these days with all their medical equipment. So you guys, you don't need to, this roll should last you a good time. But when you guys are not using your roll, it'd be best to store it in a cool, dry place, maybe like in a Ziploc bag to kind of keep any kind of air. Because after a while, the sticky becomes really obvious. So if it's become tacky and sticky, you can't use it again. It's just horrible. So just so you know, they do have a shelf life. So you can't have these forever. However, but once you make these finger babies, they do last a long time, as you can see. So you guys, I'll leave this one on because this nice thing. Oh, I should have made that one that was making a hole. Oh, that's the thumb. Okay, here. That'll give me an opportunity to make a thumb. Let's make a thumb real quick. So in case you missed it. So my thumb's a little bigger. So I might do it a little bit longer than 4 inches. Maybe 4 inches will do. Let's see how that works. So make sure your scissor is nice and sharp. If not, it won't cut. This actually is the scissor that I sharpened on one of our Facebook Lives. It is so sharp, you guys. It's like one of my favorite scissors here. All right, right now I told Kristen, find me that scissor I sharpened. I only want that one. So you guys, same scenario. Oh, I might have made it a little too much, but whatever. So you can just, you see guys how I kind of don't keep it straight. I kind of created like a little bit of a angle. And you always want to leave a little extra at the tip, so be mindful of that, you guys. So I'm just going to go like this. And if you have any extra, make sure it's folded in. You don't want any extra lumps. No one likes lumps. Remember that, you guys. No one likes any kind of lumps. So you just can take it around, flip it around, and there we go. Just give it a nice little tug. And now I have some weird looking corkscrew thing. What the fudge? One would think I would do these perfect, but you really don't have to worry about how perfect. So the secret is I'm going to take my ugly Dr. Zeus kind of finger and tug it really nicely in the back. Do you guys see that? I like hugged my finger. So now you guys know what my thumb looks like. And do you see this extra nonsense here? I'm going to roll that back over. Get that nice little lip there. You guys see that? And we're good to go. Yay! My thumb looks good. So, you guys, so then I take them off and I just throw them back on here, and then look, I just tug it back on. And the more you use them, the more easier they'll start to go back on and off. That kind of sticky and elasticity will kind of fade after you use it. What else was it going to say? I know it's simple, but honestly, and then I used to be really picky. I'd be like, oh, this thumb is here, this thumb. And so now both thumbs get mixed, and so do both index fingers. I figure that they're both similar, so. Okay, so we're moving on. So the scissor video is like, I want to say maybe the first or second Facebook video that I shot. Kristen, what we can do is we can reshare it. I can share it again so it comes up on the post. But if you guys want, I can even show you guys how to do that. By the time you look for it, by the time we all look for it, I can show you how to sharpen this. You guys want to see that? I'll just do that real quick, you guys. Everyone wants a sharp scissor. Forget it. Don't bother looking. I'll explain it. I know Yara's like, wait, that's not in the plans. Yes, it's not in the plans. I'll show you this. But first, I want to really address something, you guys. And this is really important if you're going to be using a scissor. People, since we have our sale going on, people I've been noticing are buying like the white cushions versus the black bump-on cushions. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So if you guys see white cushions on my website. Stay there. Okay. You see these? This is the soft and this is the medium. The medium is thinner and the soft is a little thicker. But you guys, I want you to understand something. They're really, like, you see how my finger can get into it? They're really, really soft. But they're mainly used for the polymer clay items. Do you guys see that? So they're mainly used for polymer clay. So if you're not using it for the domed round beads for polymer clay, you really don't need to use the white cushions. I recommend using the black bump-on. If you notice, on everything that I work on and all the kits that you guys get, I have black bump-on cushion on everything. That's a black bump-on cushion in there. So you guys, please, I repeat, do not use the white cushion for anything but polymer clay items for the micro finishing film. Hope that answered that. Because there was a little hiccup when I noticed something went a little, like an abrasive tore when Ava was working on it on her live show. She's saying how much she loves her jewel tool and she was grinding beautifully, and she went to a fine abrasive. So basically she went to the fine Trizac, which was a perfect choice when she was finishing up her her bezel. But instead of using it with a bump-on, the black cushion, I noticed she had it on the thickest, white cushion, which you guys, again, look at how it's way too much give. So you guys see that, how I can smush it? It's like, and so when you're pushing, it doesn't make the connection to jump to the next step. So it pushes here, and then you're, especially on something metal, these are designed to get to contour like round dome things. Even if you're doing like a domed metal bead, perfect. You know what I mean? But she was doing the edge, the corner of a bezel. So no recommend. So I'm just going over the basics real quick because I don't want to have anyone mess up. Okay, so you guys, back to, you want to see the scissor again? Who wants to see the scissor? Everybody? Okay, Yara says everybody. All right, so you guys. Okay, so you want to give me this camera? Okay. You can give me a longer scissor too so I can show Kristen if you can find one. Okay, so you guys see this. Okay, so the first thing you do when you look at a scissor is you're going to find that little edge. This one, this is what I'm talking about, this little weasel. So you want to find that little edge right there. Same with this. Okay, so there you go. You guys see that? So I blackened it, and I also blackened here because I don't want to come up there. I did this on my last show. That's why it was black, so I remember that. You guys see that? Okay. So I am going to take, you can use either your 220 grit purple or your 120 grit purple ceramic. And this is with a cushion pad, a black cushion pad. I repeat, I feel like I have to repeat this now. So I'm using this with the black bump-on cushion pad in between the purple abrasive. Do you guys see that? Okay. So I think I'm going to use just the 120 grit because I like to use either one. It just depends what I'm feeling like. There's no right or wrong, but the 120 sometimes is great because if the surface isn't really even, it really will combat it and allow me to get the job done. So now, before I start, I'm going to like kind of hold it downward, like kind of flush with the wheel, and then I'm going to roll it like this. So I'm going to mainly pay attention to this area right here and roll it up until I'm flat in this section. Once I'm flat, I'm going to like glide it across and drop it. So I'm going to do this right here, glide it across, and you don't have to have, let me show you something, you guys. You don't have to have this disc perfectly flat here while going across. You don't. Sometimes the area is not so flat because they use like round wheels to grind it from the factory. So it's not that even. So sometimes when I start, I like start and then I like work a little off the edge. Do you guys see that, how I'm not making contact with the wheel? So like this area right here is not touching. So I'm kind of just working off this edge, la 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 la, and I drop it. So just like that, instant replay. That's a really quick tip. Same with the knives. You can do that. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, so I'm going to run it at full speed. So pay attention to this section first. I'm going to roll it up and then follow. So just follow right here. You guys see that? Light touch. I'm right there. Okay, let me roll. Where am I flat? Okay, I'm flat right there. So I'm barely touching. Barely touching. Don't push. And now I'm just using the edge and dropping it. You guys see that? I'm going to actually zoom in even further so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, there, that should do it. So you guys, again, I'm going to stop right, and the touching is like, we're talking like barely. I'm barely touching it. This abrasive will cut very quick, so you don't have to push. So just lightly touch. See, I'm lightly touching. Kind of flip it around to see where you are. Okay, you're flat right there. Stay there. Stay there. And I drop it. You see that? Okay, so now you guys, this is the important part too. Okay, so Yara, show me the big camera. Front camera. I'm going to show two different things. So you guys, I'm going to show you guys how to get rid of that inside burr, which is really, really important. Now, you can use like your green brush or your 6-micron brush to knock a burr out. Okay, I'm going to actually use the 6-micron. No, not yet. So if you don't have these brushes, you guys, I'm going to give you an alternative to anything. So if you don't have these brushes, you're going to push the two sides of the scissor away from each other. So when they close, they can't touch. They're like, right now, they're social distancing. You see, I closed it without letting them touch. Okay? And so, okay. So now when they open, you push them towards each other, and they kind of like rub the burr off of each other. So I'm going to do that again because Yara says do that again. So I'm going to push them away from each other. Look here. So like if they're right here, I'm going to push them away from each other so they're not touching when they go in. They did not touch. Social distancing here. And then I push it towards each other, back to now quarantine's over, everyone can see each other. So you just do that a few times, and that's how you knock the burr off. Now, that is like, I want to say, like a way to do it fast, and you know, some guys are happy with knocking the burr off. I prefer polishing the burr off, which gives you a sick polish. So if you're going to use the brush, Yara, can you give me a side view? No, side. Just a zoom. So since the wheel is rotating in that direction, so I'm just going to hold the scissor and just kind of go over it like that. And now that's super polished. I know it is. I feel it. And it's super sharp now. And you can feel the little edge. Very, very nice. All the way to the very tip. And this will cut anything now because you're my favorite, right? I don't know what to cut. Here, let's cut tissue paper. This stuff. The blue paper towel. They say actually if it's wet, it's even harder to, like if it's damp, to cut. I don't know. It's really wet. I don't know if they meant it that much. But they say it. You want to see if it's really wet, if it cuts? It's true. It cuts beautifully when it's wet. Look at that. Yeah, so it's sharp. And these are not expensive scissors, you guys. These are like cheapo, El Cheapo. I don't know where they came from. Kmart, Target, Walmart, we don't know, but now they're my favorite. Haha. Okay, so you guys, if you're gonna do the large ones, it's the same scenario. You guys want to see the large ones? Hey, Laura, my sister. I was just talking to her. Barbara, you can hardly hear. Hold on, let me move this closer. Yeah, last time I moved it closer. Yeah, I think. Does that sound better, you guys? Yes. Yes. So, you know what? Let's do it again. Yeah. So, look, this is the edge you guys need to do. I'm going to zoom in. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, you guys get a regular scissor, okay? Regular Joe Schmo scissor. So, you have to look, where is the edge? This is the edge. Do you guys see that? So, I'm going to darken it real quick. Look. This is the edge where I'm blackening it. Oh, it's disgusting and gross. It's got tape and junk on it. You guys see that? That's the edge. That's the edge. Do it on the other side again. Yes, go ahead. Yes, I really would recommend. So the question is, I forget. So the question asked was, what? Yeah. So, oh, hold on. It's okay. So you guys, Carla just asked if she has a 220 grit ceramic without a cushion, should she remove it and put a cushion? You don't need to. It's a matter of preference with the grinding wheels, but your abrasive will last longer and perform so much nicer if you put a cushion on it. However, the only downside is that, Carla, once you take this off, Carlin, once you remove any abrasive, you can't put it back on, only because they stretch and they warp. It's not about the sticky, it's about the warping. So I do recommend the cushion. So I'm going to put the 120 grit back on. I'm going to use the 120 grit, you guys, 120 ceramic. So I'm going to zoom back out. Okay, so this is a big mamacita. You guys see how big this scissor is? It's bigger than the side of the jewel tool. And so before I start, I want to make sure I have enough clearance to go through. And we do. Problem solved. So you guys, I'm going to do that same method I was telling you guys. I'm going to dark right here where there's a little X right there, right at the tip. Let me zoom back in and show you guys that tip right there. I'm going to darken this because that'll help me determine where I am. I don't want to be grinding out here. No, no, no. You want to grind right on that little edge. So you guys, again, I'm going to use that same technique. I'm going to hold it here. Make sure you're holding it too so nothing is wobbly and bouncing. You don't want to do that. You want to kind of hold that tip and have control. So you start here and then you're going to tilt it forward and just keep going. And like I said, you can make it nose dive downward and kind of just work off the edge lightly so that this, Yara, can you do a side view? So that this is not touching the disc anymore, because sometimes your scissors are not going to be even. You guys see that? You guys see how I start off here, tilt, and if I'm working it's all flat, that's fine and dandy, but sometimes it's not, so I take a little nose dive, and then when I'm there I leave it just like that. You guys see that side view, and I drop it. But it's a very light touch, you guys. You don't need to get crazy. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Yeah, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you guys can see it. Is that a good zoom? I think so. So again, we're going to start here, tilt, beat it all the way in, and drop it. Full speed. Now you just hold it just gently, nice, flat. See where you are, and you're like, okay, I'm there. Let me tilt it. Okay, so there, already a cut. Look, keep moving. Keep moving. And drop it. But do you see how already with that very light touch I was able to grind it? Same with the other side. And it shouldn't get hot, you guys, because you're barely touching it and it's got enough airflow. So yeah, I'm going to flip it around. Just light touch is the secret, you guys. Don't put any pressure. You see how uneven it is? So I'm just going to feed it in. Keep it as even as you can, but for the most part, I do drop it. There you go. So I've maintained the same angle, you guys, of the scissor. Oh. So I've maintained the same angle, you guys. I haven't changed anything from the original. Obviously, if I had changed anything, it would have, what's it called? It won't cut. Is this done enough? Yeah, that's sharp. Didn't look like it with the reflection. I mean, if you have to go over it one more time, so be it. It's a little dull at the tip. I might kind of hit this one more time. Just give me a second. What? Yeah, it is, sucker. It's very dull. Kristen has confirmed that scissor is dull at the tip. So yeah, everything else is sharp. However, up here is still not, it's sharp, but not as sharp as I want. So I'm going to hit it one more time at the, especially concentrating up here. Oh, sorry. I'm going to just focus at towards the tip. And I'll just do that for good measure. But we're going to hit it again. Yes, this scissor, she of course brings me the one she hates. So I'm going to go like this and concentrate on the tip. So it's best to even do two, so just light, and boom, I'm already there, flat. So hold it there a little, few seconds. Don't push. If you need more material removed, just hold it there. Just don't push. Pushing will get you nowhere. There, I could see it now. Yes, Linda, what's the question? Oh, it's nice. You see how my skin wants to grab it now? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so the question was is what if your scissor, what if your scissor doesn't have a bevel and it just has like an edge? Just zip right through that edge and just wake it up because it's got dull. So just use the same technique I have, start off, go through, and then drop it. But you guys, I need to emphasize, we're talking feather light touch. Feather light touch. I mean, if anything, I wish I could show that through the camera. Like, we're talking the second that you see the black is coming off, that's when you need to stop. You cannot push. If you push, things will not be going your way. So feather light touch, like a little kiss, soft kiss. Don't get no crazy and aggressive. No making out sessions. It's like light kiss. My analogies. Okay, so you guys, I've left this scissor open. I'm gonna actually look for a scissor to help her answer that. I haven't seen any scissors in all my years of doing this with that kind of an angle, but I'll keep my eye open and I'll show it on another live. I'll let you know. So you guys, so now since this is a really big scissor, I'm not fond of that whole idea of knocking the burr off by smushing it. I really want to polish that burr off. So, oh, you have that angle, perfect. So again, since the wheel is rotating in that direction, I'm going to take one of the sides of the, and just keep it straight. Do you see how it's parallel? You don't want to polish the complete edge off. There you go. Beautiful. And then you feel it. You're like, oh, yeah, that burr's gone. Nice, lovely. Thank you. And then flip it around and then do the other side. I'm going to actually show a further out, no, that way. Further out shot of how I'm holding it. There you go. So I'm holding it like this. So I'm supporting it, holding it with my left hand, and I'm straight. I'm not at an angle. You don't want to cut the brush. So just kind of do that. Give yourself a little pressure because I want to make sure it's working and knocking that edge off. Work that way all the way there. Check it. Go like this to see if it's gone. Yep, I don't feel anything. And now let's close it up. So you might want to, you see how it's weird? I still want to push it out and hit it one more time, only for it to speak my language. But yeah, you can tell, it's like cricket at the tip. Look, I think we tried fixing this once long time ago. It's like weird at the tip. But you guys, let's see how it cuts. Now, you guys, not going to hold my breath on how well this, because it's very flimsy. I don't know. It's like very bendy. How this is going to cut. No clue. So it might not cut this very well. Yeah, I didn't expect this. Only because it's like not tight. But it'll cut other things. Now I know, Kristen. Hold on. Let me cut something plastic. Yes, it wouldn't do that before. Oh, yes. It still could use a, I don't know. It's just, it seems like it's not touching. Like I almost want to push them together. Hold on. It's a physical thing. I feel like they're cutting because they're sharp now. You see? It's sharp. It's cutting. But mechanically, I feel like every time I smush them, they're like wobbly. Okay, hold on. I just kind of want to bend it. Like I feel like they're not making full contact with each other. Like I feel like they're not. Hold on. Let me get some paper. Sorry, Heidi. So it cuts paper beautifully, but oh. Oh, wait, no, I think it worked. It feels better now that I pushed them together. Okay, you guys, that's something we just learned together. So I was telling you guys I could see like there was a gap in between. And while I was there, I kind of bent them towards each other. I don't recommend this without safety glasses. But I did. I bent them towards each other. And now they even feel better cutting. And so now they're cutting. Oh, I'm not going to cut anymore. Poor Heidi's thing. She's so adorable. What else? Let's cut that other one again. Hold on. Yeah, it's cutting this a little better. Yeah, it cut it off. It did it. Yeah. So it was the construction of these scissors, but for the most part, we're going to use these scissors only to cut paper stuff. So the scissor can still live another day here at JOOLTOOL. However, we won't use it to cut plastic because they're just really flimsy. Of course, Kristen would bring me these. Lovely. But this is real life scenarios, you guys. This is how you combat them. Bend metal. Marge, I run the speed of the 120 at full speed. Full speed, light, feather, light pressure, and use the bump-on cushion. I have to say this after seeing that. Thought we were already clear on this. Okay, so we did that. Yay. Okay, next is, what else we're going to do? Okay, so wait, what time are we at? Because now we did scissors. Huh? We're already at an hour? We've done 40 minutes? Okay, so you guys, all right, I'm just going to show you guys some more sharpening, I think. Because the Chrysocollas might take a little longer, and I don't want to go over, so I might do the... They were? Well, okay, well, you're going to... I just don't want you guys to go, go over time, only because I could do this tomorrow. Is there anything else you want to see? Well, we got segued with the scissor. What can I say? I aim to please. And you guys have seen the cutters, right? You guys have seen the cutter sharpening since we're on the topic? I'm going to show you guys the cutter. So this is a new cutter we have in the family. Yarrow, you show this cutter. A lot of people have these cutters. We have no, okay. So you guys, I don't know, I found these cutters on my bench. This one we had done in another show, my Lindstrom. See, we had done the sides. How beautiful that is. So, who's our Harbor Freight scissors? Oh, well, you guys. Yes, so that same technique I use on knives. I gotta bring a knife, gotta remind me. So she asked if the same technique I used for the scissor you use on knives. But yes, you only do one side of it and drop it and then use this to polish. So don't sharpen the other side of the knife. Don't do that. I'll explain that later. Shoot. So you guys, if you have a cutter, go ahead and darken it. And this is really rough. I don't know if you guys can see how rough that grind is. Look. Hold on. Let me do this. I will. It'll focus. It will. Give me a second. Okay, a little too much. Sorry. I got a little... Yarrow says he'll handle the cameras. Okay, so let's go ahead and darken this. I can already see one side that's a little higher. So that tells me I'm not going to play any games. I am going to use, you guys, the purple. I don't know which purple. So I might use the 80, I might use the 220, or I might use the 120. So we're going to pay attention to that. Then I'm going to follow with one of the Trizac wheels. You guys see that? One of the Trizac wheels. So let's go ahead and see what we're looking at first. So to play it safe, I'm going to use the 120. So when you start, you close it, close them in. No, yeah, let them see that I'm closing the thing. So pinch it and close it in. So keep them closed. Use your index finger to support the neck of the turkey. So we're going to go up against and pop it up against the disc. So keep it pointed towards the hole of your JOOLTOOL vacuum hole. So you're going to start off in the back. Do you guys see that? I'm towards the back. And then now I'm going to just hold it there a second and see what happens. And I'm going to gently lift it up. But I want you guys to see how uneven it is. You guys thought it was even, huh? Do you guys see how uneven it is? It's already done this whole side, but this side is still so uneven. Do you guys see that? So I'm going to hold it there until I get the whole thing flush. So you start off again. So you're going to hold it nice and flat. The what? Yeah, they are flush cutters, darn it. Why aren't they flush? So we're almost there. Oh, these are going to cut so much better, you guys. Oh my goodness. And we're going to go for the tip. Do you guys see how nasty that tip is? It's not even flat. Look, let me show you guys the tip right there. Do you guys see that? So again, if you lost your footing, don't be afraid. Go ahead and mark it again so you know where you are. So you guys jump back in where you were. You're right there? Okay, then keep it going. Aim for the tip so you're mainly concentrating on fixing the tip. And that should do it, guys. Look. See how nice and even that is now? Now, I like it a little smoother. I want it to cut smoother. So, I'm going to get off the 120 grit. This was the 120. And I'm going to use the... What am I going to use? Oh, something weird happened right now. Yarrow. It like jumped. Hold on, you guys. I'm going to use a loop to take a look at what I just saw. Oh, wow. It totally moved. These are crappy. Yeah, these moved. So they were flush until a second ago. No loop? You can tell. Now they've got... They moved. Yeah, they moved. So they're a little loose. Ugh. This is what happens when you use crappy ones. So let me go ahead and grind that again. Man. So let me grind. You're going to see what I mean right now. So this left side right here is higher than the right. Great. Lovely. So let's go ahead and grind it down. I think I put the 80 grit on because I feel like... So this is what I mean. Do you see now how the left is higher? Great. I don't know what kind of crappy flush cutters these are, but... We're even now. Whatever that means. You guys see that? So I still... I don't know. I don't trust them, but whatever. They're really crappy. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to hit it with... So that was the 80 grit. So I'm probably going to hit it with like a medium Trizac, the pink one, just to give it a smooth finish. And if they're really causing trouble, you guys, already I can see it not even. Again, I don't know what's happening with this metal. You might want to just say screw it and use your medium Scotchbrite to blend the metal, because the metal is questionable on this piece. Yeah. Metal is questionable. We're not playing around. But the Trizac will give you a beautiful finish. You see what it's doing? Yeah, I hate this flush cutter that I found on my bench. So I'm going to switch to the medium Scotchbrite. And we're going to go ahead and burnish it all out. The what? I don't like. So we're going to go ahead and smooth it and kind of burnish it because it's not doing well. So you guys know that you can even sharpen with your Scotchbrite. Do you guys see how that worked? Ugh, finally. It's like the weirdest thing. And if there's any kind of burr that arose, it's very minimal. Oh, if there's a little bit of a burr, I don't feel one, but just know that you can take your green brush and polish the inside. Just be really careful of. Just a quick little zippity-doo-dah, and then keep it downward. You don't want to cut the brush. Keep it downward. You don't want to go in this direction because it'll cut. Yeah. Okay, so you hold it right here. You see how I'm doing that? And then I'm also going to do this. So you want to always go in the rotation of the wheel. Yeah. There you go. And so that's that. So it cut them. Nice. Let's cut something. So they, yes, the Trizacs work lovely on metal and on glass. Oh, you're here. Oh, I was just cutting some metal. So they do cut really nice. They actually cut way. Okay. Yeah, it says one more time. Let me clean it out. They're all stuck. These are really great. So like if you have a tip right here, cuts it really nice and clean. Nice and clean. You guys, yeah, it's really nice. It's really good. Yeah. So they were El Cheapo flush cutters, but we made them extra nice. So now they're actually pretty nice. They're cutting similar to my Lindstrom. So you guys, this is also a quick little tip. You can buy some cheapo flush cutters, sharpen them up on the JOOLTOOL, and use them for things that you wouldn't dare use your nice cutters on. You know what I mean? Let's say you're lazy and want to cut a little bit bigger chunk than usual. Use the El Cheapo. Don't kill your Lindstrom, because I've killed a Lindstrom in my life where the entire head flew off, bonk. And I said, oh crap, my dad's going to kill me. And he was like, why did you use that? And I'm like, I don't know, Dad, sorry. I was like only 12 years old. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so Trizac could be used, we showed this. So like let's say you're working on, okay, so glass watch crystals. Trizac works exceptional on glass watch crystals. Glass watch crystals are extremely hard, and the Trizac cut them evenly and beautifully. So that's the only other thing I would use a Trizac for besides metal. So if you have something here, let me show you guys what it does on metal. I'm confused. Okay, so you guys, since we kind of went over the time, remember this stone, Heidi's stone? It's going to be for tomorrow. They're telling me here that they don't want me to go over the time frame. You know me, I'll sit here all day long and show you guys. So you guys, for the stone, stay tuned for tomorrow, and I'll start off the full show with working on repairing this stone. Sorry guys, it's just one thing leads to another, but tomorrow for sure we're going to fix the Chrysocolla. And it was really nice too because she wanted to put it in a bezel. So now her bezel is going to change. Her bezel is going to look more like, I don't know, maybe I'll plan it better. Hold on. Hold on. I want to show you the bezel. Hold on. Okay, I don't have it. I didn't screenshot it. Anyways, so you guys, if there's any other questions, like to show anything else, just let me know. If not, I'm going to wrap it up. What time are we at, Kristen? We're at 53 minutes. So if I was to do the stone right now, it would take me at least another 30 odd minutes, and then I explain how to do it. So we might go over. I think tomorrow would be best to do the stone. So if you guys want to see me do the Chrysocolla stone repair, I'll do this tomorrow. So stay tuned tomorrow for the Chrysocolla repair. If you have any other questions, I'll answer them. But I want to show the Trizac. I was asked, what do the Trizac do? So the Trizac are these, first of all, so you know what I'm talking about, are the green, the pink, the blue, and the orange, and then that's the 4-inch sizes right there. Okay, so these work on glass and metal. Now, what the benefit is on metal, they cut perfectly even. So you're never going to have any high or low spots on the metal. So, for example, when I was working on, you guys saw this, when I did like the faceting on the ring. I'll do that real quick actually. That'll show you real quick. So like if you're working on a ring and you want to, here, where's that ring? Let me show you guys this. Okay, so let's say I have like these facets on a ring. Do the overhead. Something like this. You guys see that? So if you want to do really nice, crisp, clean surfaces, this would be perfect. So like this is the medium. So let me show you guys this. Full speed, and look at what you guys can achieve with the the Trizac. Flip that around. And you have this look right here. Do you guys see that? Is that focused, Yarrow? You guys see that? And you guys can keep going. But what's nice is they give you a really smooth cut. You know, a very smooth sand, I guess, if you will. Look at that. And what's nice is you can go to finer and finer grades. So that was the medium. You can hit it with the fine. And I use these again all with the black cushion pads. The bump-on cushions. You guys see how smooth that comes out? You guys can see it. So nice. Oh, I love doing this. It's so therapeutic. We should do another faceted stone. What do you guys think? Should I do another stone and facet it? That was fun. Wait, hold on. Wait, where am I? What? Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, so what's the question? Yes. So the question is, when you're using the water tray, when you're working on stones, so the water tray would be here. The question is, do you run the vacuum? Absolutely. The vacuum has no connection with the water tray. For example, let's say I'm grinding a stone. Where am I? Let's say I'm grinding a stone and I have water going and I want to grind this stone down. I put the vacuum on. You can even use the hood too. So you can grind the stone down. Look at that. Wow. Hey, that's a cool stone. What was that? Oh no, I just grabbed this ugly thing and I just went to town. Look at that. And then there. Yeah. Oh, so Yara found this in the parking lot, he said, at Tucson. So you can keep going. Now that I'm organized, I know where everything is. Hot diggity damn. So you can just go down. Put the vacuum on. Wow. Hey, this is so pretty. You guys see that? Look at that. There. That's a little glimpse of what I'm going to do tomorrow with the stone. So, you guys, I'm going to actually do a lot of these steps tomorrow on the broken Chrysocolla tomorrow. The broken Chrysocolla. So, stay tuned for tomorrow. Where am I? Here, I'll do this so you guys can see for camera purposes. Where am I? Oh, there am I. So we're at that level right there. There, see, you got a stone out of this. Just on that one question. So that was the fine. Hit it with the very fine. Yeah, I'm going to show. So we got a question on how to hold a disc, an item flat up against the disc, and I'm going to show it. Now, you guys, this, I don't know if I should go to the brown diamonds at this stage or hit it with the felt wheel, but this is what I usually do, you guys. I always try. So I'll take the felt wheel and do a section. No water on this one. So let's try real quick. Little felt. And see what happens. I do a little test. So this is the polish I get with the felt. It's not so polished. I mean, it's pretty polished, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it does look like a jasper of some sort. So I'm not really accomplishing much with the felt wheel. Just a little shine I got, but not the shine I'm looking for. It's pretty. Look, I did get a shine, come to think of it. But it's not the shine that us JOOLTOOL snobs are accustomed to. So let me hit it with the 8000. Bring my water tray back. Run this at slow speed. Give yourself some good water. Oh, nice. Okay, so James Wald asked me how to remove paint off of like this old war kind of something he had last week. That's not the same. Oh, well, he asked how to remove paint off of something. So I told him to use either our 80 grit brush or our scrubbies, just so you know, to remove paint. So I'm going to use the 50,000 diamond and it will be done. Yay. Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Okay, I'll answer that. Hold on. Wow, this looks so good. Yeah. Okay, so you guys just take a look at the polish that we got. How pretty is that? I'm going to actually zoom in. Okay, I have a question from Wendy, you guys, and I'm going to answer that in just a quick second. Just to show you guys the polish that I got within seconds. So you guys, I'm going to grind that Chrysocolla tomorrow in the same method and follow pretty much the same steps. But you guys, that was pretty cool, huh? This was found in Tucson. Yara found this on the floor in Tucson, and I just grabbed it. So from that to this polish, pretty cool, huh? So you guys, I want you guys to take a look at the Chrysocolla shape and tell me, think about it, guys. What kind of shape? So this is what it used to look like. Poor Chrysocolla. You guys see that? So now we're left with this. However, I also have a lot of missing stuff, so I kind of have to cut it quite a bit. So what shape do you think I should make this? Should I do another triangle here? Because we can't clearly do that. So don't look at this side. This side broke more. She lost more at the bottom. You guys see that? So I kind of have to grind it at least up to that. So what kind of shape should we do? Maybe should we do a curve? Like a moon? But I don't know. I'll ask Heidi tonight too. So what do you guys think? So remember this Chrysocolla. And look, maybe we can, if we have time tomorrow, we can even salvage this little piece. Make a bead or something little. I don't know. So you guys. We did that. We did this last Friday. We did the bezel. Where is it? We did the bezel. We removed the solder. I don't know where it went. Yarrow pushed everything aside. I see nothing anymore. Oh, we had done. No, not this one. There's another one. Okay. So you guys. So I'd love to hear inputs tomorrow on the Chrysocolla, but first Marge asked how to keep something flat up against the disc. Since you have me at this angle, I'm going to show you guys a quick technique. So let's get rid of this. So let's say something is flat. Okay, something that's flat. This is flat. Earlier when we used the flush cutting cutters, this was flat. So the rule of thumb is always to stay nose down. Yarrow, can you get a camera angle of the nose down? Is always, see how the disc is? I always start nose down and I bevel it upward. So even when I use the flush cutter, hold on, let me actually go where there's a light. So I was here and I beveled upward, flat. So that's why I mark it. Putting a black marker on it helps tremendously to see where you're making first contact. So first contact is what you should pay attention to, and then you push it up against the disc. So it's very similar to something like this. So you wouldn't, for example, if the disc was spinning like this, you wouldn't go straight into it. You wouldn't do that. You would gently come up against it and find your spot and then push up against it. Does that make sense? Let me get over here where there's more light. So you would start here and then gently go up against it. So again, don't go straight into it because you're never going to find your flat angle. You start at the heel and bevel up. Same with something if you're going to do something flat like this. If you're going to do something flat like this, you start like this and gently find your flat footing. And then it would look like this. So I would start like this at an angle and go upward. Does that make sense? Here, I'll show it to you. There's nothing where here I have the medium on. So again, you would start nose down, and use your index finger to move the neck of the chicken. So you hold it here, and then you're going to gently ride it up and get it flat. So this is flat with it. Obviously it's not flat, so I'm going to use the edge to kind of feather it in. What? Sure. So this is how I feather it in. So the eye thinks it's like completely flush. You guys see that? Yeah, I'll do the other side too. Oh, this is nasty. So do you guys see how I went up nose downward, upward? And so it's only touching here and here. So to remedy that, I have the Scotchbrite on, so I'm going to kind of work it off the edge a little. Not at total angle, but just kind of working the edge a little and feathering it in and kind of moving the metal in. You guys see that? And kind of bring it all together, and when you're done, you drop it. So then you have that fluid finish. You guys see that? Yeah. And you can clean this up. And if you wanted to take it to a polish, you could. Oh, so she said thank you. That was a helpful tip. I hope that helped everyone else. See. Oh, we miss you, Steve. Thank you. Steve says he's loving our live shows. There you go. So we noticed that a lot of people, there have been people on YouTube who've been watching us from Europe. Just so you know, you guys, any if you need any products in Europe, we've been noticing on YouTube live that there are more international people watching that. Just so you know, right now, you guys, if you need any products, my entire line is sold at Becotechnik in Germany. They carry everything, you guys. Like, don't mess with the Germans. They made sure that everything I sell, they sell. So, you guys, just so you know, if you need anything, Becotechnik is still hustling and getting product out, and they're a great place to get all your JOOLTOOL supplies in Europe. So, I'll just finish polishing this because I know someone's going to say, how do you polish that? So, I'll polish that real quick with the felt wheel. See, felt wheel. Okay, so I'm using the felt wheel, instant replay, and I'll polish this real quick. So hold it section by section, you guys. You guys see that? Oh, hold on. That's okay. Section by section. You guys see that? Section by section. And you can, so now when it's not doing as much, you know that you need more compound. So you guys see that polish right there. So let me add more compound. And since I'm going to use the edge, I put more compound there. So you hold it here. But section by section, hold it there a little long. Don't push. Pushing is not going to help you. And if you need a little bit more, just put a little bit more compound on. But for the most part, this should do it, you guys. Just really quick, just to show you the polish that you can get. And same with that side. If this had a patina, it wouldn't harm the patina. The patina would stay below because this would, here, let me put some patina. Hold on. Let me put some patina. That's my patina, you guys. Don't laugh. That's my JOOLTOOL patina. We sell it here at JOOLTOOL, just joking. So that's my patina. And I just want to show you guys how. Let it dry. Hold on. There's a lot of air cooling under the disc. So if you want to polish over the patina, it's nice how it'll glide right over and your patina will be left behind. Isn't that so awesome? You guys see that? My JOOLTOOL patina. Yes, so this is great to do it on your, and then what, like I would recommend, I don't know if you need to do this in the beginning, but at least clean the sides and the back up before you, what's it called, bend it, especially the sides. Like if you want to just zip right through this, I have the, where is it, the medium Scotchbrite, the medium, and just zip right through it, you guys. Just, you know, clean it up. And this is a great time to see if something is not even, if something's a little bit wonky on one side, you know, switch it over. Use your brown, use your purple disc, like maybe an 80 grit or a 120, to trim that baby down. So if your area is a little wide right there, just grind it down like this and kind of trim it. Yes, perfect way to bring out the texture right there. It is. It really puts a real pretty contrast. So that's that. And then once you're done with the purple, it's a little lumpy over here too. So kind of handle this before. Oh, I have a tip. I have a tip. Okay, so you guys, on Ava's show, by the way, Ava has these Facebook Lives she's doing on Fridays where she's showing her techniques. Front cam real quick. So she did this really nice ring with a bezel and did a beach glass. And she soldered it on like just a regular ring she made, a little tube. But one cool thing she said, she used the JOOLTOOL to flatten this side so that when she soldered the bezel, it didn't wobble around, which I thought that was genius. So What I mean is, God, I don't have that one piece anymore, you guys. My bezel. Okay, so just pretend this is the bezel. Okay, see that? Okay, so say I'm going to solder this. So instead of it being like slippery like this, she took like one of her purple. I'm just going to grab, I have the 80 grit, I'll just leave the 80 grit on. And so what she did was she created like a little flat spot right here. Look, like a little flat spot she did right here, so that the bezel would sit better. Look, thought that was very smart of her. Look, so she just held it right here and just ground a nice little flat spot. Isn't that cool? Do you guys see it? Right there. You see how flat I got right there? And then, depending on what your bezel, where it is. Oh, mine, I should have done a little bit more, but you get the idea. On hers, she had a proper size. I don't have another bezel. Darn it. This would be good. There. You see how this sits perfectly flat? Now up against the ring. Isn't that cool? So then the solder will also flow beautifully too. You'd have no gaps. Okay, so that was a quick tip, you guys. You understood that? Creating a little flat spot blah, 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 before soldering your bezel so that it sits lovely. You guys can watch her video. It's still up. It's very interesting. And she's so cute. So on Ava's live show on Friday, she's so funny. She's like, I can file this bezel down, but why would I when I can do it in 2 minutes on the Jool tool? So she's very cool. She told everybody they need a Jool tool. If they don't have one, they should consider getting one. I swear. She's so lovely. Someone told me about her live show, so I watched it.
This is better than using files.
Yes, you guys, better than using files. When I say better than using files, it's not that I hate files. It's just you're using, a stick. Everything's got to work in, sequence. And a lot of that is, the accuracy is hard to manage. But with the Jool tool, you're holding, I was holding the piece. You can stay like that. I was holding the piece with 2 hands. And I literally could see what I'm doing right here. You know what I mean? And I could drop it and go, oh my God, how perfect is that? Because no matter how good you think you are, sorry all you jewelers out there, because I was a really good filer. The accuracy, someone who doesn't even know about jewelry work can kick your butt on filing if they know how to use the Jool tool. Just saying. Look how perfect.
Yeah, Hilda says Eva has another live event this Friday at 1 p.m.
Okay, so Hilda says Ava has another live event today at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Friday. If you guys gotta watch, she's really good. She makes a project right on the TV screen, and she goes to her Jool tool and uses it. And what's interesting is one of her hands has nerve damage, and so she always works on the Jool tool with one hand. So that's pretty cool. But she should use finger protective tape. I saw that she didn't, and so sometimes the pieces were getting hot. So I highly recommend she get some of these, because these make you feel like Hercules, Hercules. So I hope that helped answer questions, you guys. Now remember, is today the last day for the customer appreciation sale? Yes. Okay, so you guys, today at midnight, it's the last day for the customer appreciation sale that's going on. If you guys need any kind of extra stuff, and don't forget, you guys can pre-order the 4-inch scrubbies. They come in all 3 grades, just like so. This is the 3-inch version. You guys see that? And these are the 4-inch. So already you guys have already pre-ordered them. I saw that. So more power to you. My, what is it? My organizer trays that you guys see me using here are also very low in inventory. Man, you guys are into this organization. I call it easy organization. Plop, plop, and you're done. So just remember, be mindful of those items. And a lot of our diamonds are on sale. a lot of all of our accessories, even the Trizac that you saw me use, are on sale. So you guys, it's great to stock up, I guess. But again, if you are in Europe and you need some accessories, Becotechnic.com is open and can ship it out to you. Like, they're really quick at shipping these days. I've been noticing customers telling me this. So know that our dealer in Europe is open and ready to ship and has everything fresh. We just send them a shipment before all this nastiness went through a month ago. So everything they have is brand new. So I can put my stamp approval on that one. Anything else, you guys, before I say c'est la vie for tomorrow? Do you say that, c'est la vie, tomorrow? Yarrow speaks French. Yes, so Becotechnic, they are Becotechnic.com. Yeah, so such a boss. What else we got, you guys? This is a cool stone, you guys. Does anyone know what this is? I found this in all my weird stuff. Anyone know this? It's like a crystal with these tourmalines or something. I'm going to ask my sister. She's a gem specialist, my sister Laura. Laura, I want you to take a look at this later and see if these are tourmalines or what. But I found this. Isn't this cool? One day I'll do this too on the show. I'm dying to see what this is going to look like. Isn't that cool? I just keep finding all sorts of weird stuff, you guys. So tomorrow we will repair El Chrysocolla on tomorrow's live and get to it. So try to tune in early because I'll start on this as soon as we go live. See you guys tomorrow. Is there anything else I have to tell anybody? Yes, no, maybe so. I just wish you guys a great week. You guys, may you guys approach this week with power, strength, and peace is what I send to you guys all. I love you all for watching. I'm here for you from the bottom of my heart. I want you to know this. If you need anything, please comment, send us a message, and I will help you out. For example, Heidi sent me an email and said, Anie, I broke my Chrysocolla, and I said, send me a picture, and I said, oh, send this to me. So I sent actually a label to Heidi. Heidi put that label on a little envelope and sent it to me, and I received this today. And that was just last week, right, Heidi? So this is Heidi's, what's it called? Lovely Chrysocolla that we'll be repairing tomorrow. The other half, I don't know what happened to it, but it's here. Anyways, you guys, we're all good? Anything else last?
Nicole says getting you those fixed now, fighting my lighting in the box. Lightning in the box. In the light box.
Oh, yeah, so Nicole, is it Nicole Ritchie? Nicole Ritchie has made this cool ring. It's a quarantine ring, and she used her JOOLTOOL to finish it. So I can't wait for those pictures, Nicole. She's going to be sending us pictures and share. So send me all the things you guys are working on. Even if they're unfinished, I don't care. Send them. Let me encourage you, or send them to me midway. And I can even guide you and tell you what to use to finish them up. See how us women think? Well, I'm here to help you guys. So again, see you guys here tomorrow where I'll be working on the Chrysocolla and repair it. Signing off with love. Bye, you guys.